Are you a fan of Identity V? Well, you clicked on this video, so you must be. You're in for a treat, as I've scoured the internet and my own brain to find some of the most unique IDV-like, thrilling and spine-chilling asymmetrical horror games out there. Games that will have you screaming for more. Let's begin. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed is in at number 7. In this asymmetrical horror game, throw cipher machines out of the window and strap on a proton pack as you join 3 other Ghostbusters in a thrilling hunt for the enemy ghost player. You can explore different maps such as a museum or a prison and encounter spooky surprises along the way. The ghost player can haunt the map by scaring NPCs, possessing objects and spreading slime everywhere. If the haunt meter fills up to full, the ghost player wins. The Ghostbusters have to use their proton packs to catch and trap the ghosts, find, destroy the ghost rifts and calm down those NPCs that the ghost just scared. Each ghost has its own unique abilities and playstyles that will challenge you and keep you on your toes. The only downside of this game is that the developers are not very active in releasing new content or updates. The game is still young, but it needs more attention and support from the developers. Moving on to number 6, Video Horror Society. Yet another 1v4 asymmetrical game that replaces cipher machines with crafting stations. This game takes you back to the 80s or the 90s, I'm not really sure, where you can play as either a teen or a monster in a sci-fi horror showdown. As a teen that is equivalent to a survivor in Identity V, you have to craft interesting weapons from 4 different elements: burn, holy, curse, and shock. You can use electric umbrellas, holy staffs, and more to banish the monster once with each element. As a monster, you have to hunt down the teens and stop them from doing just that with your attacks and your unique abilities. You never know when to switch from offense to defense, or vice versa. Video Horror Society has just added a new monster called Anomaly, and a new map based on that character as well that looks absolutely amazing. They also have a new game mode where you can fight off waves of monsters with your friends as teens. How cool is that? I've been a huge fan of this game even before this game was even released, but I do have to admit that it's quite different from Identity V and the developers are very slow with their updates. The player base is also shrinking due to this fact, which is a shame. But don't let that stop you from trying this game out. It's free to play and a ton of fun. We've reached the top 5. Brace yourself for a game that you've probably never even heard of. Project Playtime. Don't confuse that with Poppy Playtime, because this game is a spin-off of that very game, but with a bit of a twist. It's an asymmetrical 1v6 game style instead. In this game, 6 players dress up and use their grappling arms to race around the map to complete minigames. Their goal is to collect pieces from these minigames to build a giant toy. But watch out, a toy monster is on the hunt for them, trying to drag them to the hole, where they have to fight off waves of toys until they are rescued or they're eliminated. Each monster has its own unique abilities in this game, and if you love the main game of Poppy Playtime, you'll adore the aesthetic and character models of this game. It is brand new and still in early access, and guess what? It's also free. Evil Dead the game is in at number 4. In contrast to our last entry, Project Playtime, this game returns to the core of the asymmetrical games with 1v4 gameplay. You can play as one of the survivors who have to find key items, seal the portal to the other side, and blast away deadites that are essentially minions with various weapons that you'll be able to find around the map. Or you can play as the demon, who possesses objects, summons minions that are deadites I guess, and unleashes havoc on the survivors. The game has just added a new mode as well called Splatter Royale, where you can compete with other players in a classic battle royale showdown. Whether you prefer teamwork or solo action, Evil Dead has something for you. This game is available on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and Epic Games, and it's soon to come to Steam on PC as well, with some exciting new content if rumors are to be believed. Propnight is my number 3 pick, and it's a game that I can't stop raving about. If you love Identity V, then you'll love this game too. It's a thrilling 1v4 game where you and 3 other survivors have to repair 5 prop machines, and you'll hear me on streams saying cipher machines all the time. You have to repair them while a killer tries to hunt you down and put you on a hypno chair. If you get chaired too many times or no one saves you in time, you are out, sadly. But the killer can't camp near the chair, or the progress of that chair will stop. That's a nice addition to the game. Here's the twist though. Every survivor can turn into any object around them at any time. You can hide from the killer as a box, a teddy bear, or even a bookcase if you want to. Or you can just kite the killer killer as a book and use your double jump ability in prop form. How cool is that? Of course, the killer has some tricks up their sleeve too. They have unique abilities that let them damage, locate, or just chase survivors faster, and a ton of other things too. This game is a ton of fun to play. You really have to experience the game yourself if you want to experience the joy of escaping the killer by becoming a teddy bear. The best part of this game is that it's available on PC and it often goes on sale or becomes free. Plus, they have a pretty big player base and they keep on adding new content, like the new awesome kitchen map. In second place, we have Dead by Daylight. Why is this game not in first place? You'll have to find out now, won't you? If you're a fan of Identity V, you owe it to yourself to check out this game. It's the original 1v4 horror game that inspired Identity V. In fact, some of the developers from Dead by Daylight worked on Identity V. But Dead by Daylight has its own charm and style, of course. In this game, you and 3 other survivors have to repair 5 generators and escape through the exit gates before the killer catches you and hooks you enough times to eliminate you. To escape, you can use windows and pallets to kite the killer. You can heal yourself or your teammates, and you can rescue each other from those hooks. Unlike Identity V, survivors don't have unique abilities. They only have perks that can be unlocked for themselves, and eventually can be unlocked and used for other characters as well once they've reached a certain level. These perks can create some crazy playstyles though, like stunning the killers with lockers, seeing the killer's aura, and more. The killers, on the other hand, have very unique abilities, and some of them are very familiar, as you might recognize some of the killers from your favorite horror movies or games. This game is much scarier and more intense than Identity V, but it also has some hilarious moments. The only downside is that this game is not free, but sometimes it goes on sale or becomes free during special occasions. And it's available on most major consoles and on PC. Plus, it has a huge player base. In first place, we have Dead by Daylight. Wait, we just had that in number 2, but this time we're talking about Dead by Daylight Mobile. Dead by Daylight Mobile is a brand new game by the same developers as Identity V, NetEase, that you guys know very well by now, and it's not the same as the old version of Dead by Daylight Mobile that was a bit of a failure. This game is a whole new experience. It's based on the PC game, but it has some new changes that make it more mobile friendly by changing, for example, how you obtain skins, unlock perks and items along the way, with daily login rewards and very similar gadgets to Identity V. You can also catch up with the rest of the players more easily because there are fewer characters for you to choose from at the start, but don't worry, they will add more killers and more survivors from the main game over time. This game is very new and still getting updates and improvements and a lot of balance updates, so now is the best time to play it if you want to see how it grows and changes with time. And did I mention that it's free? Wait, you were going to click off. I'm not done yet, as the games I've already mentioned are already out, but there are still some games that are coming soon. The first game is Killer Clowns from Outer Space, based on the 80s movie of the same title. As of the recording of this video, we don't really know too much about the game, but we do know it's going to be Identity V-like, where players will either play as killer clowns or as survivors that must foil the clowns' plans, as we'd assume. There is a lot of hype around this game, and it's supposedly coming this year and soon if rumors are to be believed. Next we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game. That is yet another movie-based game that is coming sometime in the summer. This game is a very atypical 3v4 asymmetrical game where 3 killers of different roles and different abilities must stop 4 victims from escaping the basement of their home. Victims must use their surroundings to hide, hinder the killer, and escape without getting thrown back into that basement. This game has a massive following already, and already has amazing gameplay videos out there that have hyped up a ton of people. Next we have Carnival Hunt, that seems to be really taking the horror aspect of the asymmetrical genre to heart with its visuals. This game is also coming this year. You can play as survivors that are kind of like wind-up bunnies trying to escape the carnival monster. Their goal is exhaust all the wind-up keys, hoping to stall the monster until it runs out of energy. The carnival monsters can catch the survivors and will steal their wind-up keys, slowly draining them of their wind-up energy. As we understand, the maps are littered with fake bunnies on the ground, so survivors can essentially play dead or try to kite away from the monsters with their unique abilities. Now, you may not be interested in any of these games. Maybe you just want to spice up your own Identity V matches. Then you know what? You should probably shock yourself with some electricity, just like I did in this video that's on the screen right this second.